What's up, my Enshrouded Elephants? I'm back with another video. It's gonna be another build. I've been making builds like crazy recently, but I just got to 114 skill points. And after experimenting more with the current patch, with the water aura nerf, with the ice bolt spell AoE, I think I came up with a pretty good build, and I wanted to show y'all what I'm rocking. I'm going to go more in depth than my previous video because I know I didn't do a very good job explaining. I'm going to show combat, I'm going to show all that. So first, let's get into the skills. So, with Trickster, I went with Counter Strike. This gives us a 20% chance that when we take damage, we'll reflect 50% of that to the attacker as fire damage. This can trigger other skills. This will be very important once we get down the tree. We went Intelligence for the 5% multiplicative magic damage bonus. We went Be Gone just to get down the tree. You're not really going to be using it. It's okay, but it's nothing to write home about. We got more Intelligence. And our last skill in Trickster, we got Terror. Counter Strike can proc Terror. Basically, something hits you, there's like a 20% chance that it hits them, and then if it crits, they'll get stunned. This also works on any of your fireballs, your ice bolts, your acid bites. Stuff will just get stun locked because your crit chance is so high with this build. Then we go to Wizard. So we get Spirit right here, just to get down the tree. This is the way for 10% magical weapon damage. Quick Charge. This makes your staff a lot more usable. It makes the charge up time of staffs 50% faster. Very useful. We went Spirit to get down the tree, and we went double fire damage with 10%, 20%, and we went the double ice damages with 10%, 20%. I'll get to why I chose these in a minute. Then we went Intelligence, Wizard for the 10% crit chance, Chain Hit, and Mass Destruction to get down the tree, and Intelligence. Next up, we got our Healer tree. We went Intelligence, Healer, Healer 2 to get down the tree, Intelligence, Water Aura, Waters of Life. Water Aura and Waters of Life got nerfed. You heal 50% slower, and at 50% the amount as before. It's a big nerf. Waters of Life is still good though. It's just kind of doing what it's supposed to do, which is be a passive kind of sustain over chip damage, and when the fight's over you can heal to full. It's not really going to keep you alive through everything anymore, but that's why we have healing spells, right? We got Spirit, got Martyr to get down the tree to get Exalted for 3 levels of Intelligence at the current max flame level, and we got more Intelligence. Next up, we got my Battle Mage tree. I got every skill besides one, so we got Intelligence, Arcane Deflection to get down the tree, Intelligence, Unity so we can restore mana, not very important, but we get down the tree to Wand Master. Wand Master is better than Sting for a DPS increase because this is basically a 30% chance to do double damage. Spirit and Intelligence. I skipped out on this point to save points, but if you don't like where I put some of my other points, you can consider getting this one. I just find myself using the staff more often than the wand, but this skill is good to have because it's a pretty big damage increase. Next up, we went with the Tank tree to get a little bit of health to supplement our healing and be very, very hard to kill. Went Constitution, Shiny Plates for physical armor, Heavy Plates for physical mitigations, Constitution for health, Tower so we take less physical damage, Warden so we take less magical damage, Constitution, Earth Aura, and Thick Skin for 3 levels of Constitution at max level of the flame currently. Then we went into Warrior 1 point to get Constitution for 50 health. I didn't really see a better place to put this point, so I put it here. Then I went up the Survivor tree to get Double Jump. is very good quality of life. It makes traversal very easy. It lets you climb mountains, build your bases, all that so much easier. It's also nice in combat because you can avoid enemies very easily, and you can use wand shots in your double jump. So we got endurance, runner, double jump. Then I use that double jump to segue into jump attack, strength, vigorous deflection, constitution, constitution. We're not using this skill really. If you like using melee, you can try it. I don't really like it. I mainly just wanted to get down to here to get constitution. This seems like a waste of points, because it is. But constitution is very important to this build, especially with healing less, with water aura. Having to supplement that with healing spells. You want to have time to be able to cast your healing spells, and having a lot of health helps you do that. It's also, there's nowhere else you'd really want to put those points besides maybe in the center here and some of these things possibly. But I didn't really care much for those. Now, let's get into the items and tell y'all why I went fire and ice. So, we are using the Shroud Weaver staff. This is the best staff in the game currently. Now, this did get changed. You can only get a level 25 version now, but the next best thing would be this one, and they're identical, except you get more fire magic damage with this. Well, I'm sorry, it would actually be the same if they were on level, I'm pretty sure. But for our build, fire magic damage is better, so I would still suggest getting this staff. With these fire magic damage bonuses, you'll be doing fire magic damage on all of your spells, even if they aren't fire, because it adds it on top. We are also using the Blazing Wand. This is our wand to do fire damage with, and the Ritual Tempest Wand. This is the best wand in the game. If you get a legendary one, you get 5 to +9 shock magic damage for a lot of damage. These are the only 3 weapons you really need, but I just have an ice wand on here just to have it. And I have 2 melee weapons that I don't really use. These are your 4 main spells with this build. You have Eternal Heal Channel. All you have to do is pop this once, grab the orbs, and you will heal to full. Acid Bite one-shots everything in the game, even if it resists poison. Very good against bosses, also groups of enemies. Eternal Ice Bolt got a little bit of a rework, you could say. I'll show you all that right now. Basically, if I cast Ice Bolt here, you will see that it leaves a little AoE on the ground. If enemies walk into that AoE, they will be slowed for a very long time, and getting hit by the actual Ice Bolt itself will slow them down. So, that's your main spells. These are your 3 for damage. Now let's get to the armor. So, I'm using the Shield of Light because it has the highest block in the game, and I don't really use shields that much anyway, but if you do use it with your wand, it's very powerful. I'm using 2 Rings of Rapacity to have infinite mana, so I can cast my spells as much as I want. I'm using the Elder Hat for magic crit chance, crit strike damage. This will help us crit more, to not only do more damage, but also proc terror. We have the Radiant Paladin Chestplate to give us 240 health, as well as some nice stamina. We have Archmage Gloves to give us damage against magical foes, and to make our staff hit harder. We have Radiant Paladin Trousers for 90 health, and a nice 2 health regen. And we have Sage Boots for 12% healing, and 4 mana regen. My stats are 1080 health, 240 mana, 354 stamina, with a 13 constitution and a 17 intelligence, your most important stats with this build. I currently have no consumables. I have not eaten any foods to give me higher stats, or they'd be even better, right? Now, let's go to my favorite place to test stuff, which is right here. And I'll show y'all what the build's looking like with the Shroud Weaver. I'll also weave in some wand attacks, but let's get it. So once I load in, there's going to be a boss here, as well as some normal ads. So I'm going to go to the boss. Unless she's about to attack me. And yeah, as you can see, she resists the attack, but she's still going to die. Oh no, 1 HP. So you can choose to use Ice Bolt or Fireball with this build, both of which do good damage. I like Ice because the enemies can't really touch me, and some enemies are going to resist your stuff. When you get enemies like this that like to run at you, you can switch to your wand and just hold right click while attacking, and they'll never get a chance to really hit you. And I'll let this guy hit me a bit and show you guys what the healing is looking like. He's pretty slow, huh? And as you can see, I'll heal the bull. Yeah guys, this is the build. It's pretty strong. Even after the nerf, I would say Mage is still on top. There's a lot of different ways to build. This is just my current build. I like it. Also there's the stun. They're getting slowed and stunned at the same time. Pretty crazy. Also the chain hit and mass destruction electric procs can also stun enemies, so that's pretty nice. Okay, do the fire one. Yeah, that's the build, guys. Hope you found this informative. Hope you found this helpful. Maybe inspired you to make your own build. Maybe try mine. But yeah, guys, have fun.